up, everybody? Welcome back to Borderlands 4. And yeah, I know I didn't stream this weekend on Sunday because I went camping. We went to Moab. We haven't been there in a while. It's just been the last time I went there. It wasn't like a super great experience like it has been in the past. You know, like I got married there and we used to go there all the time. But since I've had kids, I've had a hard time figuring out exactly how to get to Moab. And what I mean by that is, like, at first we had this baby, you know, the first kid, and it was like camping was really difficult. Just parenting in general was difficult, but you know, camping the way we did it before kids was we just had an SUV, whatever SUV we had at the time, and we would just drive that out there and sleep. Put some foam in the back of it and sleep on the foam. Just basically turn the whole back of it into a mattress. So we did that for a lot of years, and it was kind of, you know, our way because we didn't have to tow like a trailer, like a, you know, a camp trailer to live in, or a house behind our rig or whatever. And basically, so, you know, we did that, but then we had a kid, and we tried that once, and it didn't really work. And we tried like this. I bought this truck tent, and you know, we just didn't like. We were just new parents. You know, dealing with kids was hard. That whole trip was just weird. Anyways, so you know, it had a lot of other things going on with it, but we made it work. I kind of just decided, you know, like at one point we pulled the truck away from the tent because we had this truck tent, and the tent was attached to the truck. Well, we pulled the truck away to take it somewhere, and we came back and it was windy and the tent blew over. And it was just like we were just kind of like done, you know. I guess our endurance or resilience wasn't very high. So basically what we did was we just kind of quit camping for a while. And then, you know, I only had one four-wheeler. It wasn't like I wanted to take these young kids on four-wheelers because it's dangerous. You know, now they're a little older. I feel like it's going to be okay. But so anyways, eventually, a couple of years later, we got the money built up and we got a side-by-side. So it has a full roll cage that they, you know, we did a lot of that. But that ended up being so hard to go camping that it wasn't even worth it for me. I mean, they had a good time, but it was just too much work. So, you know, to get I bought a toy hauler, and so we had this big trailer, and then, you know, basically we did that, and it was all right. It wasn't the end of the world or anything. It was just a lot of work to get the trailer ready, and then we go, and then we get back, and we have to, you know, take it all down or whatever. And so yeah, so basically, I don't know what is all over my controller. I think I got what's it called? Sunflower seed dust all over it. Anyways, so basically we were doing that, and then I took it out on this one trip, and the tire tried to fall off the truck. And, you know, I don't know why that happened. I don't know if the studs just broke or if it was my fault, something I did. That's kind of where the trouble started with this trailer, though. It was already really hard to get anywhere. So, like, we used to be able to go to Moab, and it would take us like 4 hours or so to get there, and we'd camp or whatever. Well, now that I had this big rig, it would take, and these kids, it took us like 6 hours or 8 hours because we just weren't doing it right. And that mixed with driving slower because of the big rig, like, it was just turned into a really hard travel day. So I just, you know, on one of these trips, I was taking it up this big mountain, and on the way down, a tire tried to fall off. I got pulled over before it actually did fall off, so I was able to get the spare on with like 4 lug nuts out of 8. So I called somebody that was with us to come back and tow my trailer home, and then on the way home, the trailer got rear-ended. So while they were towing it, so. And then like the next trip after that, so I got that fixed. Then the next trip after that, I took it out, and then when I got back, I lost reverse in the truck. So to tow this trailer, it's 12,000 pounds. So I need a big truck to tow it. I can't tow it with half ton anything, So the truck lost reverse, so I had to pull the transmission out and go get it rebuilt, put it back in. So. And then the very next trip after that, I take it out and I forgot to shift back to 2-wheel drive, and I blew the engine. It was really windy, and I thought I was fighting the wind, and that's why the engine was wrapped up the way it was and the way it felt weird. But I was actually still in 4 low from trying to back the trailer up onto to get it level side to side. So anyways, so after all that, I was basically like thinking in my head, like I have these kids, and like when I bought that trailer, the job I had 5 weeks of vacation a year, and you could use your vacation whenever you wanted. You didn't have to take full weeks, so you could take like a Friday through a Monday off whenever you wanted. So like just basically I could take 4-day weekends all year, and I didn't have to take 5 full weeks off. So I could get the thing ready and have Friday a travel day, Monday a travel day, and have the weekend of camping. Well, now at my new job, I can't do that. I have to leave my new job Friday, then go drive to wherever we're going, set it up, and then I just don't have the same amount of like time, So I devised this new plan of this new trailer that basically what I decided was really the only thing that I was missing in sleeping in a truck was a bathroom. Some of these places we go they do require that you bring a bathroom. So, I mean, I don't really want to get into the politics of all that, but because it just seems ridiculous to me, that you can't like go take a leak in the dirt anyways, but because like what do you think the deer do? I mean, you know what I mean? Like they're not really paying attention. They don't care anyways, but so I built this little bathroom, and it was built out of 2x4s and had plastic walls, and I was just trying to go for as cheap and as light as possible. So I bought a regular RV toilet and RV black tank, and I put it on this sort of like skids. Like I built like 2x4, like a sled on the bottom, so I could just like drag it up or lift it onto my little appliance trailer. And then I could just drag it out to camping in whatever vehicle I had, because at that time my big truck was broken. The engine was blown up, and I still wanted to go camping. But I'm like, what really is a camp trailer besides a bathroom on wheels? Because like even those like teardrop trailers that they have, everything that a teardrop trailer has, the SUV has, right? Like you could put a kitchen in it and a bed in it. That's basically what a teardrop trailer is the kitchen and a bed, right? So that's what I did. I built like a drawer system that comes out of the back of my Suburban. And so I built a platform, and on top of the platform I put foams, and so you have a bed. So you literally sleep in the back of the Suburban on the bed. And then underneath that bed is a drawer that comes out, and it has a stove and some totes, with the pans, like utensils and dry food. Or like, food that doesn't need to be refrigerated. So that's all back there. And basically you just you pull that drawer out and you have your kitchen. Like the back hatches up, the bed's right above it. It's not a big deal. And you just cook there or whatever you need. And then we have a table that's there. And then we still have that truck tent that attaches to the back of the Suburban. So you're in a tent and that's your kitchen. And then your bed is right in front of you. Right. So the original bathroom didn't work. We took it out the first try, and the plastic walls, the plastic sheeting that I had used was too little. It wasn't enough. It couldn't handle the winds of just being towed down the road. So it was a complete failure. Basically, all of the materials used were, except for the black tank and the toilet, we hadn't used it yet. So I was able to, obviously get that stuff back out of it and a couple other things, but it was basically a complete failure. Which happens, if you're going to go out and do new things, you're going to fail. So that's all right. So then I was like, well, what if I do this to the extreme? Like, now I've done it the lightest possible. What if I do the heaviest possible? What if I do like the most, well, not the heaviest possible, I guess, but like the strongest. And so what I did was devised a plan to build a camp trailer out of like steel, And so that's what my next design was, and that's what I ended up with. But what I did think of one day was like, what if I could just make it like a box on the back that you set up when you get to camping? Like 2 boxes on each other, and one rises over the other, right? And so that way, this trailer can be towed by a half-ton easily, or a little SUV, maybe not by my Prius. I mean, the original idea was that it would be able to be towed by a car. You could probably tow it with some cars, but probably not the Prius. I don't know. I mean, I could probably tow it with the Prius if I didn't put so much crap in it. Because once I get the bikes on there and 10 gallons of water, it's like, and then all of my stuff. So my tent, the RC cars. I have this like green box full of survival gear, like just, shovel, axe, like all that stuff, just camping stuff. If I put that in the car, it might not be as bad. I guess the weight is the same either way, but the thing is like, if I would need to balance the tongue weight better for the car, because the box is on the front, and then I put a bunch of stuff in the box with the bathroom, and then the bikes are not enough weight on the back to sort of like hinge it, to make the tongue weight work with the Prius, because it's not designed to tow. It's not designed to have tongue weight at all on it. So, but any little SUV would tow that thing, no problem. So, like anything that has a tow capacity from the factory. The Prius has a no tow capacity from the factory, right? So, but anything else would tow it easy. Like any kind of Jeep, Toyota pickup, or 4Runner, anything like that would tow it with no problems. It'd be easy, And so basically, that's what I ended up building. And the idea with this whole situation was that when we took our week-long trips, that I get week-long vacation off of work, we could go camping for longer and still take the toy hauler. Well, what I decided to do was, I didn't really like my side-by-side anyways. I had bought it for the kids. And, it was so much work to get it out there and run it, and so much money with the registration and everything. It's like, and, the maintenance on it. And it was nice, and I'm trying to keep it nice, so when we get home, I'd have to wash it and everything, and moving it around all the time. And, yeah, it's just, I was like, I have this thing sitting here, and I use it twice a year because it's such a pain to get out that it's just money sitting there. I could go rent a side-by-side twice a year and be way better off monetarily. So what I decided to just sell it. And then, so I got rid of that. And then we I got this trailer together and we took it out, and we really had a lot better time camping with this little trailer than with the big trailer. You know, like it is colder. There's still some problems with it. You know, like it's colder in the truck than it was in the trailer, obviously, where you can get up and turn the furnace on. Or the trailer has a diesel heater. I put a diesel heater in it, and it already came with a propane furnace, so obviously it's more comfortable, but not so much more comfortable that it's worth all the work. It really isn't that much more comfortable. So I'm just like, well, I don't know. The Suburban's big enough that actually the kids just, one kid sleeps across the front seats, the other kid sleeps across the middle seats, and then we just sleep in the back, and it just works. I mean, we just put foams down and it works. So now we're like, I don't even know if we're going to take that big trailer out again. So I still need a solution for four-wheelers. And my plan with that was to sell the big trailer and then buy a like utility style trailer that will fit the four-wheelers that I want it to fit, and then just put a bathroom in it. Because really all I need out of a trailer is a bathroom, and for it to be able to store some camping equipment and whatever vehicles we're taking, so bikes or four-wheelers. The first trailer is designed to haul e-bikes. I haven't finished out the rear part of it to haul e-bikes yet. It's set up right now to haul our regular mountain bikes, and that works great. We take it out every weekend to mountain bike. So, or pretty much every weekend, and it's perfect. It has an air compressor on it, so if the bikes, you know, have flat tires when we get there or whatever, we just pump them up and go riding. It's great, but yeah, so anyways, so we took it to Moab, and it took us 4.5 hours to get there. And we haven't been there in a lot of years because of that, because of just how much work it was. And then the last time we went there too, there was like van lifers everywhere. You know, it wasn't that long after COVID, and I think everybody's just done with their jobs and their slavery to the man, you know, So there wasn't a lot of camping spots. We had to drive around for a while to find one last time we were there. And then this time we decided to go with a paid camp spot. And really, if we just would have drove up the road more, there were camp spots that we could have gone to that weren't paid. That's probably what we'll do next time, is try to go to that same area and go to that dispersed camping up in there. So that's going to be the idea. So, but yeah, so I'm on vacation. I'm going to quit my vacation today and go back to work on my business. And so we're off all week, but I'm just going to, I'm going to get all the machines I have fixed today. That's kind of going to be my goal, is either fixed today or diagnosed and parts on the way to be fixed, this week. And then basically I'm going to just post them all and try to go get work. And because I had a couple people messaging me while I was in Moab, but obviously I couldn't help them. So, since I couldn't get to them like the next day or whatever, they weren't having it. So they figured out their problem another way. But I had this one chick who messaged me last week, and here, I'll start playing while I'm telling you this story. But she basically, I don't know what the deal is. Every time I messaged her, she wouldn't message me back for like 3 or 4 hours. Which I'm like, it's not a big deal. If that's what you want to do, fine, then do that. But, just know, it ended up, so I would text her, and she would text me back 4 hours later. And then I ended up finding out she lived an hour away from me through finally messaging her. And we set up a time to where I was going to go out and do it. So I was like, hey, I can help you. I said this, I can help you Wednesday at noon. And then I heard nothing. And then Wednesday at noon rolls around at 11:50. she texts me and says, okay, that sounds great. Here's my address. And I'm like, well, you didn't text me back all day. This is like, a day later. Like 23 hours later, she texts me that. And I'm like, I talked to so many people and they just stopped texting me. That if I thought that was a setup deal, every time that happens to me, I'd be driving around everywhere for no reason. So I texted her back on that Wednesday and I was like, I am busy and I already set my day up. I had other jobs to do. So she got kicked out because she didn't text me back, and the other guy got taken care of because he texted me back. I'm like, I'm not just sitting around over here waiting for you to text me. So I said it nicer than this, but I was like, well, I made other plans because you didn't text me back. So that was the first time I told her. And then I was like, so the next time I have available is Saturday at noon. So I told her it was after my kids' soccer games. I don't normally work on Saturday, but I was, trying to give her a break here. So Saturday morning, so that was Wednesday. So 3 days later, whatever it is, Saturday morning, I text her at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, are we still good for noon? Because a lot of times with these people, they ended up finding somebody else or whatever. It's 3 days later. It's good to confirm that it's still going to happen. I'm not going to drive for an hour and then show up at her door and she's like, oh, I already got a new one. I don't need you anymore. And I'm wasting my time. I'm trying to get ready to go camping. I'm like, so probably what I should have done is at 11:30 I should have called her.
You look ridiculous.
You know what I mean? But I didn't. And that's what I'll do next time. I will try to coddle these people since they don't want to freaking talk to me. So anyways, I'm supposed to meet her at noon, right? So I text her at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, hey, are you still wanting this thing? Or you still want me to come over? Are we still good? She doesn't text me back, right? And so I'm like, well, she must have found another machine. This happens to me all the time, where people just ghost me. Now, usually I don't have their address when they're ghosting me, and I did have her address at that point, but I was still just like, well, she probably doesn't need it anymore, and she's just done talking to me. That's how people are. But so I'm supposed to meet her at 12:30. Well, at 12:45, she texts me and she just says yes. I said, is noon good? That was the question. At 12:45, she says yes. I'm like, lady, I've already moved on. You know what I mean? You've lost me at this point. And I told my dad, I can't. That's when you're fired as a customer, right? So I'm like, you've already got shown two red flags before that. That's your third strike, you're out. Right. So I just texted her back at that point, and I'm like, I already made other plans. I assumed you already made other plans because you're not texting me back again. And so, why is my backpack full? So anyway, she doesn't text me back at all. Right. So I'm like, I can't get to you until next Wednesday. Oh, yeah, I forgot I was looking for this thing over here. So then she texted me back last night. So now today is Wednesday, right? So then she texted me back last night and she's like, don't bother. I found somebody else. I'm just like, I already wasn't bothering. I can't sit here and deal with you and not. I have stuff to do. I need to know what my day is the day before. I can't just sit here and deal with you not texting me back ever. You know what I mean? It's like you need to communicate if you want to be my customer. And that's the thing too, is I'm not looking for that money, that instant paycheck, and I could have gone over there Saturday after she texted me 45 minutes after we were supposed to meet. You know what I mean? Even though I texted her 4 hours before we're supposed to meet to confirm. If she didn't want to confirm, I drove past it. I could have just been like, all right, well, I'll bring it over now. Drive an hour out there, took care of her. But at that point, I'm like, I don't want you as my customer anymore. because you take 4 hours to text me back. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes you take me a whole day. It takes you a whole day to text me back. I can't set my day up like this. Like, I need communication. So, and I don't want to sit here and like, parent you into communicating correctly. So I'm really glad that didn't work out, because it wasn't going to work. It would be one thing if she lived closer and there was that lack of communication and I didn't waste an hour drive, Like, who wants to drive an hour? And I've done that. That's the thing too, is in the early days I did that. I drove out there one time and this lady didn't like the color of the thing, even though in the ad it said what color it was. And she didn't pay me or anything. And the thing is like, we were supposed to meet at 11, and I text her at 10 o'clock saying, I'm driving this thing an hour to you. I'll be there at 11. And she didn't text back. And I was like, well, she's probably just like, I don't know what. I assumed that she was going to be at the place that I was going to. So I was like, well, she's probably busy. And I just started driving. Well, I get there at 11 and I text her again and I'm like, okay, I'm here. Where is the thing? Where is this going? And she says, oh, I'm not there. I'll be there soon. And I'm like, okay, so you're not here, right? And this is what happened. It's so messed up. Like, this is one of the things about this that I just like, people need to realize what they're doing. Because she wasted so much of my day that day. And I'm just like, okay, so here I am. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. And then half an hour later, she shows up. Okay. So she's wasted half an hour of my time, we'll say. She shows up, she looks at it. She's like, oh, I thought it was white. And it was like a tan color. I'm like, no, it's not. Like, the pictures showed, I looked at the pictures again and the lighting was a little weird, but it did show that it was tan. It looked tan to me in the pictures. And she's like, oh, it looked white in the pictures. I don't know, like, if her phone was messed up or what, but she's like, I can't buy it. And I'm like, so you just like, I was just like, whatever. So she's wasted my time, and now she's just like, I'm not going to buy it. You know what I mean? She showed up a half hour late. And so what I've done from then on, this is what I did from then on. If they were an hour away like that, I charged them more for delivery, and I made them pay early. It was like, you can Venmo me the money, and then I'll start driving. As soon as that Venmo hits my account, just because of that one chick, because she couldn't, be responsible about something. I've had other guys, and like, I don't want to make this like a sexist thing, but at the same time, no, that's not true. I had a chick recently who was wasting my time, and she offered to pay me anyways. So yeah, there are other people that I've only ever had that happen with that one chick. The other times that something like that has happened, people have offered to pay me anyways, like give me some money for my time or whatever. But that one time she didn't, and I was just like, it left such a bad taste in my mouth. And it's funny because it's the same area. I don't think it's the same chick, but maybe it is. I don't know. But I'm just like, you can't do that. Like, I have set my day up. And, sometimes when I already have an appointment and somebody else texts me, it's like I might be losing money on another deal. Plus, you're not paying me now. It's like, this isn't working. Like, I can't do this stuff. So that's why I was like, well, I'm not going to head out there if you're not going to text me, It's ridiculous for her to expect me to do that, too. So, looks like on this assault rifle, I do have well, this one's purple, but this one has more DPS. So I'm probably going to use that one. Anyways, it's just funny, too, that she texted me last night. She's like, don't bother. I'm like, well, I wasn't going to, I'm not going out there unless you start texting me back. Like, that's the way it's going to work. How many times do you need to lose your appointment? Like, look, I'm not dealing with people and their stupid problems. It's like, they can either work with me in the correct way, or or not. Well, this one's 281. Looks like we can upgrade this too. Because this one is 231. But let's see, reload speed. Yeah, but this one's 281. I don't know what the thing means, but I'm not really sure. I'm using the other thing anyways. Let's equip that. And then what do we have down here? I'm not really sure I like these heavy weapons ordnance thing. Like the one I have, I definitely don't like. It takes too long to start shooting. So I don't know. I might go back to grenades because I keep throwing grenades and thinking that the grenades are going to throw and then they don't. So let's see. This one says, this one's the one I saved. Let's put that back on, I guess. So, and then I got this. So we want to do this gun in that spot. And I think we can sell everything else. Yeah, so anyway, she's like, you know, and I've dealt with people like this before. The last one I had was like 10 minutes away. And like, we set up a time. And I go over there at the time. And I text her. I always do this. So I always text people before I leave. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to be there in... Well, look, this one's a singularity grenade mod, too. Maybe I need to look better at these grenade mods. So I text her, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to your house. Like, you know, I'll be there in 10 minutes or whatever. And she's like, she doesn't text me back. But it's only 10 minutes away. So I'm like, well, you know, I'll just go over there and see if she's there. Maybe sometimes, you know, people are around the house. They're not paying attention to their phone. Whatever, I get it. Like, I'm not saying that she just, like, fully has to be texting me back, but it is, like, I don't want to waste my time. And this has happened to me a couple of times where this one, I get there with the machine and nobody's there. There's no cars in the driveway. So I knock on the door and nobody answers. And so this one's 195. And this one is 218. I think this one's better. 267. This one has like a nuke or something. Let's do this one. Alright. So anyway, she texted me after like I sat there for like 5 minutes, and then she finally texted me back. And I think I texted her and I was like, I'm at your house. Like, where are you? You know, nobody's answering the door. And she's like, well, she texts me back and she's like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. And like, this was after the other one, obviously. So I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to wait for you. You know, like, I don't know. If you set up somebody coming to your house at noon and then you're not there, the last time this happened to me, and like, I know I shouldn't just be lumping everybody in together, but this chick texted me the same way the last one I just told you about did, where it takes them forever to text back. And I don't know why. So yeah, we want to sell that. Anyway, so I'm just like, I text her back. I'm like, look, I'm not going to wait for you. Like, I have stuff to do. Like, my time is valuable. You people need to stop working this way. So I just left. I text her back and said, look, I'm not going to wait. Like, you should have been here. We had this set up. So I just left, and she texts back. She's like, you know, at that point, I have decided that I'm not going to deal with people like this. If they're, you know, I get it. Like, if they're like, hey, I'm 5 minutes late, and they text me 10 minutes before, you know, when I left my house, I text her, and I was like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. If at that point she would have texted me back and said, you know, even she could have pulled over, texted me back and said, look, here's what happened. I'm in traffic or whatever. I'll be 5 minutes late. You know what I mean? That would be one thing, but she's not. She's like, you know, I don't know what she's doing. And like, I know like the time before it happened to where she was, I think she had assumed that she could pay me with like PayPal or something, but she couldn't. And so I was texting her and I was like, hey, I'm coming over your house. And she's like, okay, well, I'll be there in a half an hour or whatever. And I was like, well, we set up this time, but I'm busy. So what I told her then on the other one was I was like, all right, well, here's the deal. Like, since you can't do the time anymore, I have this other job to go do. I'll go do that, and then I'll hit you on the backside, right? So I'm like, I'll come over after that job in like an hour or whatever. And then she had time to prepare and get whatever done that she needed to get done. Well, I get over there after all that, and she's not there. And I'm like, I text her, and she's at Walmart down the street, right? And I'm like, well, like I told you when exactly I would be back here. I'm back here at that exact time. You know what I mean? Like, I know everybody in this world is late, or a lot of people are, but I'm not. I'm not one of those people. I'm like generally on time. If I say I'm going to be there at noon, I'm going to be there at noon. It's generally how I work. But so, you know, I'm like, okay, well, now I'll just sit here and wait, I guess, for you to get back. And she's like, well, I had to get money out. And I'm like, okay. But you had a day. You know what I mean? And then you had another hour and a half or an hour from when I went and did the other job and came back to you. You know, it's like I don't get it. I don't get these people. They just want to waste my time, and I don't want to deal with them. And I'm not going to. So then, you know, the funny thing about that is that she got back and she paid me. And I dropped the dryer off and, you know, picked up her old one or whatever. And then I'm picking up her old one, and she's like, well, no, I didn't end up picking up her old one. And the first deal was that I was going to. But she's like, she's like, can you just take this one? And I'm like, and her friend is there. And her friend's like, well, we were trying to fix it or whatever. But the way they're talking about it, they're not like, can you take my old one? They're like, can you take this one? And I'm like, do you guys rent? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, is this your dryer? And they're like, no, it was here when we got here. And I'm like, this is the landlord's dryer, and you're trying to give it to me. I'm like, I don't want it anymore because it's not yours, you know? Even if it's broken, I don't know if your landlord wants to fix it and not, like, give it to me. And so I'm like, I will just leave both dryers, call your landlord. You're 10 minutes away from me. If they want to get rid of it, I will come pick it up. That's what I told them. And just left him there and didn't hear anything. Well, like, what's weird is, like, 6 months later, she texts me again, and she's like, my dryer's broken. Can you come sell me a new one or whatever? And I was like, yeah. So, but this time I was like, hey, but you need to be there, you know, when I get there. You can't, like, be messing around with this again, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be there at this time specifically. And I told her, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, you're going to be there? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I go down there, and she's not there again. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I don't understand how this is a thing. How is this a thing that this chick does this? Like, where she invites people to her house, and then she's not there. Well, she texts me. I get over there. She's not there. And I'm like, you're not here. And she's like, oh, just put it. She's like, the garage is open. Just put it in the house. And I'm like, I'm not going in your house without you here. Like, do you see how, like, sketchy this all sounds like it is? You know, like, it's not normal behavior. Like, so I'm like, look, I told her then, I'm like,
that one hurt.
At that point, I was using Venmo. So I'm like, just Venmo me the money, and I'll put it in your garage, and you can deal with it. And so I did that. And, you know, I started doing that, and that actually worked out a lot of the time pretty well. So I did that, and it worked. Well, then, like, 1 month later, I get on KSL, and there's these 3 dryers at one address for free. And, you know, so since I never picked up the original 2 that were in her possession, I text the dude, I message the dude, he messages right back. Says, here's the address. I'm like, cool, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm just down the street. And I looked at the address and put it in the Google, and I'm like, oh, I know what this is. But why is it now a dude's name? And it's so, they just text right back. You know what I mean? And it's like very responsive. It's easy, and like I don't have all these problems like I did with the other girl energy, right? So I like get all I like get in the car and drive down there, and sure enough, there's this dude here there and with these machines, and like two of them I had worked on and sold her, and I'm like, what's the deal here? And he's like, it's like I don't know really. I can't remember if he told me that she got evicted or what, but I'm like, are you the landlord? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I sold her these two machines. I'm like, she was like so hard to get a hold of and like so crazy. And I would show up here and she wasn't here and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, that's kind of how she was or whatever. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I ended up with all three machines. I don't know if I ever like fixed them again or what, but yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what happened to her, but I can't imagine just the way she was. I can't really imagine that she, really paid her rent and all that on time and stuff. Like, it's just crazy how they're like, some people are just like scattered like that. And, I don't know. I would never invite somebody to my house and then not be here. Like, even if it was just like a, cable guy or whatever, like any people like that. I mean, there was this one time where I was getting new internet. And the dude texted me 3 hours before he was supposed to be here. And he said, I am running early. Like he had got done with his previous day's work early. Can I go over there now? And I was like, okay, well, they told me 4 o'clock and you're texting me at 1 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm at the dentist. But I was flexible with him. And I was like, yeah, you can go over there right now. But you're just going to have to wait until I get done with the dentist, which will be a little bit. And, I told him exactly what time I would be there. And I was there at exactly that time, and he was already there, right? No big deal. But that's on him because he got done early. I'm like, if you have nothing else to do, here's what my day looks like, right? And, that's a whole different situation than what I was dealing with her and this other customer, The thing is, like, I can deal with people and I can, like, give them a little bit of slack when they live 10 minutes away. But when they live an hour away, I don't have time in my day to be messing with her, Like, I need to know. I need confirmation. I need to know that you're going to be there. Because I don't have time to drive an hour to drive right back. I just don't. I have lots of other stuff that I could be doing. And the job wasn't going to pay that well. I was already cutting her a deal, which I shouldn't have done that either. I should have just, as soon as I figured out where she lived, I should have just plopped down the delivery charge that I usually charge for people who live that far. But I'd kind of already, I'd kind of already quoted the deal before I realized how far she lived away. So it was my fault for messing up the deal because I didn't ask her where she lived first. Look at that pool. It's all jacked up. So anyways. I don't know what is wrong with my controller, but it's just like vibrating constantly. And it's kind of annoying. So anyways, there's my story of all of that. All that mess of today. What do I need for these? Level 30, 50, and 30. So might have to restart it or grab this other controller. This thing is just or something. What is this? Some new jobs? Oh, yeah, anyways. So, like I kind of feel bad for not just like being able to go over there, but like I was trying to get ready to go camping and like, I could have used that time to get ready to go camping instead of driving clear over there to make not very much money. So I'm like why? Like I'm not trying to make money right now. I'm trying to get customers, and so I have everything is on sale, and that's why I said I would go anyways. But when you're just also hard to deal with, like I just can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, so I want to find this vault fragment, but I don't know where it is. And there's an echo log. Looks like there's still some other stuff. Like, did I already get this one? What is this? Vault Hunter's Guide to Kairos. There's like a bunch of stuff here that I need to get. It seems like this game is pretty big. But I want to continue to do this stuff in this area before I move on. Like, there's still this thing. And I think with these, like, you get guns, I think. Like, I don't know. See, this one I've done already. What? The kit hole. I think I did one of these. Oh, that's a fast travel. There's still the survivalist cache. So I don't know what the vault key fragments look like, but it says there's one in this area somewhere. I mean, I don't know if they're always going to be how hidden they are. It just says detected, but it doesn't say like where it is or whatever. What is this? See how, like, what is all that in there? All right. Well, now it blew up. There's nothing to deposit there. Okay. Gotta take both of them out. So we got a shield. I don't know, grenade. Pistol. You know, and that's the interesting thing about like being in business for yourself is the customer service is whatever you want it to be. It's like you don't like. I mean, I just don't deal well with people like that. Like, I don't want you as a long-term customer if it's going to be super difficult. Oh, look, I have 2 bars on it now. You see that? On the little vault key thing? Oh, I'm not supposed to shoot that guy.
What are you looking at?
I don't know. Okay, so I have 2 bars, so if I keep running in a direction, let's see if I can get it to go to 3 bars. But yeah, we were talking about, you know, the camping trip and the trailer. And, of course, when I first got there, too, the neighbor, you know, because we're camping in, like, an RV park type situation or whatever you want to call it. Oh, there's 3 bars now. What does that mean? Am I closer to it now? I don't know why I'm using this gun. Can't like go in here, right? No. So like if I walk back this way, will it go back to 2 bars? Yeah, see, it went to 2. So does that mean that I'm going in the right direction? This way? Where even am I at? Well, there's a question mark up there. Can I get up there somehow? Guess I'll just keep running in this direction. Oh, now I'm back to 2. What's that in there? So what I'm trying to do is just get enough customers to keep me busy all year that And then what I'll do is I'll hire somebody and then have them take those customers. Okay, now back at 3. But I need to be 4. Okay, now I'm at 4, so it's in here somewhere. What is that? Is that it? Vault key.
Mysterious,
There it
glowing,
is.
and vaguely threatening? Oh, good. It matches my aesthetic.
If you're somehow watching this and want to know where that is, it's right here. Vault fragment. All right, so now let's go to this thing and get whatever this is. Or should we get this one? We're closer to this one. Let's get this one. Let's go run over there. Yeah, so I need to start doing my drums again because I didn't do any of that either over the last few days. I don't even know how that's going to work if I'm on. I'm going to be doing the odd time again. Hopefully I didn't lose any of that. Then I think I'm going to go back and there is one new challenge, but most of the challenges are now. Oh, nice. Most of the challenges, I think, have done the ones I was interested in. And so I'll probably go back and redo the Independence challenge that I did and learn it again, but better. And I'll probably redo this odd time because, I could do it better. This grenade mod is not good. Look how long that thing took to blow up. Or does it wait until the guys go buy it? I don't know. Kill enemies with shotguns. Alright, what is the point of this area? Can I L3 up to that thing? Or do I still have to just go around? Doesn't look like it. There's no way to jump up. Looks like. Yeah, there's one.
Someone didn't steal me good enough. Hit you with everything they deserve. You've done your lifetime.
It wants me to go far away. Oh, there's a lost capsule right next to me somewhere. We start hauling this thing back. I don't know where. 7 meters.
Supply capsules are the sweet treat of the loot world. A little crunchy on the outside, gooey.
So I need to go straight to my right.
Deliciousness on the inside, like me. I'm a choco cookie, and you can be, I don't know, some kind of blood Kathy or something.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these customers, act going forward. It's like most people I don't have these problems with. Most people I just, they text back. Even if they take a long time to text back, they'll still confirm that things are going to be a certain way, and I'm not going to have to drive an hour for no reason. And if I wasn't going camping, I probably would have just headed out there, But like I was kind of halfway into camping mode anyways.
Encrypted capsule I smell?
Okay, how do I get in there? Over here. Alright. Pause it.
They said you never amount to anything, that you didn't have what it takes. But look at you now. However true that other stuff might be, you got some shiny new gear.
Yeah, but I don't think any of it's as good as what I have. I don't know about sniper rifles. I don't really use sniper rifles. Yeah, so far not. A bunch of sniper rifles. Should we use a vault key or not a vault key, a shift key while we're here? Oh, I didn't look up shift keys either to see if we could put any in today. I guess it's 6 a.m. anyways. I'm probably gonna just stop playing. I'll be back on tomorrow. Basically, I'm gonna play every morning because until I have to go back to work. And the other thing too is that it would be nice to be able to sort of quit, Like I changed routes at work to be able to start this business back up again. I haven't been doing it for like 6 months or more. I can't remember when I stopped, but basically it's getting to a point now where like I do need more money. I need to make more money. Lost loot is full. Use the lost loot machine. Okay. Looks like these are... Need to come back to this every once in a while too. Take. Insert golden key. Use the key here. So of course it gives me a sniper rifle. So I'll take it. And another sniper rifle. Because I never use sniper rifles, so I don't know why it's doing that. This shield is not better than the one I have. I think that was better than the one I have. So let's go to the inventory. I don't know why this can't stay on type. Do I need to go change a setting? It'd be nice if it remembered what I was doing. Okay, so let's see, what do we want? So this is 145, 198, 223, 250. And what do I have? I have 267. So I have the highest damage for that at least. It looks like. So we can sell all those. The rep kit I have is 281. And there's this rep kit that I just got that's 230. 362. So let's put that on. The shield that I have is 537. I think this is what came out of there though. It's 429. Adaptive tolling bunker. Siphon. When dealing damage, 5% chance to grant 43 overshield. Adaptive. When equipped, grants 16. Maximum health when shield is active grants 40% resistance to the last damage type received for 4 seconds. Turtle. This one might be better. Let's see. Let's favorite that one anyways. And then the other stuff, what is this one? 636. I think this one is better. Let's equip that one. So we can sell that Malawan shield, maybe. See, this one's more money. Look, the one, I think this one recharges a lot faster. But it's 100 less actual shielding. I don't know, I'll probably sell both of those. So I didn't really get anything good out of the shift kit. You know, the sniper rifles, I don't really use sniper rifles. I could probably keep this one just for, because that's what, 157. I'd probably keep that one just in cases. Good market. We could favorite that one. Start hoarding guns again. Oh, there's more. What is that? Plasma grenade. I don't know what all that it means. And then what? Another grenade mod. Rapid. I mean, we could try this on. Let's see. Let's try that one. It's an epic. Or a legendary, I mean. 'Cause I don't really have a... You know, sometimes the damage is lower, but the thing is still better. Like it has different things that make it better. Let's see. So it's basically what, this one? Let's try that one out. And then what was the other thing that I got? I can't remember. I don't know. Let's go try this out. And yeah. So do I have any more shift keys? I don't know if it tells me there or not. But before I get off, I will look up the shift keys. They're making them expire in like 2 days, and I haven't been able to, you know, get on. I need to just come home and get on and put the shift key in and then log off and go back to whatever I got to do that day. So I'm only playing on the weekends. Okay, there's the grenade that I just got. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's good or not, but that's what it is. So let's sell everything here.
Welcome to quote-unquote Dr. Zed's.
Okay, I don't know. This one might be good. Let's keep that one and look at it. This is the singularity. We can sell that one. Oh, because it's favorited. Well, I'll sell it later, I guess. Sell that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this shield. I think I'm just going to sell it. Oh, it's favorited. This is the one I was using, but I think I like the one I have better.
Just like this, just without so many weird stains.
What is this? This is 175. Then I have one favorited that was 157. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep that one too.
This here's a beauty.
It's grenade
Well,
mods, I don't
no
know.
takebacks. Think I might have sold this same piece to shit. I can get. You want this back? That'll it. I'll buy that'll it. No, you. That'll. This
Gotta
here's
stop
a
looking
beauty.
at it all. Just
Think
get
I might
rid
have
of it.
sold this same piece to a bandit a while back. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Well, we found the little vault fragment or whatever. I'm gonna go do drums now, and then go get working on my appliances. So, thanks for watching. I'll just put the shift key in after I get off of here, so you guys don't. Yeah. Anyways, bye.